Hello, this is Lloyd with AlbuquerqueAuctionAddiction.com, and we are your New Mexico estate sale, moving sale, downsizing sale, and business liquidation resource. And we are a group of thousands of buying and selling professionals that help our clients in transition in life liquidate their assets via a high-tech solution. Obviously, with COVID-19, this has been awesome for us, but it's crazy too because we're trying to get a lot done because a lot of our competitors can't work with the limitations that are imposed by COVID-19 practically. And it's just crazy all around, guys. We just came out of an election that it was not about issues, but voting against one guy or voting the other guy. I mean, you can't make this crazy stuff up. It's been crazy. But along with that craziness comes a recognition that COVID-19 is exploding. The cases here in New Mexico and most of the country are at the highest point they've ever been. Hospitals are becoming overwhelmed. Guys, my point here is we've got to do our part. Wear masks. Yeah, I realize masks are not perfect. They're not going to keep a virus away. However, if I'm not spitting as I'm talking, I'm also not going to be ejecting it out there. And it is going to cut down on that transmission rate. We can all argue over details. Hey, I'm a libertarian, so you can imagine how I'm crying after this election. And you can imagine how, as a libertarian, I feel about the loss of civil liberties that will grow throughout this pandemic. But at the same time, there comes a point where we have to use a little common sense. The fact is, without social distancing and without wearing masks, we're not going to get a handle on this at all. It is absolutely essential. Obviously things like washing your hands, sanitizing, high-touch surfaces if you have a business, all those things are important as well. But in the end, if we all wore masks and we all kept our social distancing, we do well. We've also learned a lot about this disease, and we're learning more. But one of the things we're learning is it comes from people gathering together, is how it spreads, right? Whether that's at a business, whether that's at a family dinner, whatever that case may be. So we need to be cognizant of that. And I know it's terrible to think in terms of not getting together for Thanksgiving dinner, but we're not going anywhere. We've made that decision as a family that there's no way we're going cross country to get together with 50 other people. Even other family members, we don't know who has COVID. We don't know who might not have COVID. Guys, we have to be smart. And I also want to reach out to business owners out there, in particular, folks in my industry, and say, look, guys, we got to do our part. We are the leaders here. We are the ones that have to set the example by wearing masks, by requiring social distancing, and by creating safe practices for a particular industry. In New Mexico, we have a COVID safe training program online you can go through and become COVID safe certified. We've done that. There's also a document altogether in New Mexico. However, therefore, like 3 or 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever, basic industries, right? Out of 2 trillion industries. So obviously for your particular industry, they're not necessarily going to have exact requirements. So you have to take the basics of that, whether it's sanitizing, masks, social distancing, plexiglass, if it's appropriate for your particular business, and run with it. But then you also have to look at, here's my building, here's my location, here's what we do. How can we do things safer? In other words, with us, we do it online. We have sanitizing stuff at the pickups. We regulate outside 5 people at a time. We've set longer pickup times to reduce having crowds out front. So we basically hardly ever have a line. So we're all trying to do our part. We've looked at what is the occupancy limit? Now, I've heard from different people at different state sale companies, it's on square footage. No, it's not. It's either fire code. If you have a fire code occupancy, it's 25% of that. That would be a commercial building, not a home. Okay? So if we're working in a home, it's 5 right now. It was 10. It's 5 right now. I know that's a bummer. 1 or 2 employees, you can only have a few people in there. It is what it is. It's a drag. but it's how we protect people. If you think you can put 20 people in a home and think that a bunch of them aren't going to end up gathered together in one place at some point, you're mistaken, because they will be. Now, we take it as, if I can lock the garage door and separate that from the house, I can have, we usually won't do 5 people in there because the garage is smaller, but whatever. Technically, you could get up to 5 there. Or we have a workshop out in the backyard. Okay, yeah, I can do 5 people out there because that's totally separate. But if you're just talking about a small, average family home, it's 5 people. And we need other professionals out there in our industry and in any industry to protect themselves, protect their clients, protect their buyers, their customers, and protect our businesses and keep our businesses open by not being overexposed. Now in New Mexico, if you get a certain number of case reports, you get on a dirty watch list that all the public can see. If you get too many cases in your business, you get shut down. And so that's not going to help. Also, we have a threat now. We're here November 9th. And we have a threat that as of December 1st, we may go to total lockdown again if cases don't get better. How is that going to help your business? So we have to be smart. We have to follow the science. We have to play by the rules. And we got to do what we can as business owners or as just in general shoppers out there in the retail world to make sure that we do everything we can to get a handle on this disease. Because even if we do everything we can, New Mexico is one of the most restricted states in the country, and our cases are some of the highest now all of a sudden. So it goes to show we really have to work hard, guys. So this is kind of my plea to everyone, whether you're an estate sale business owner or any business owner, or you're one of our members. Guys, we've done well as a community. My Oxygen Addiction, everybody's doing great wearing masks. The social distancing has been great. We've had 0 cases. We know of no cases in our community. No employees have been sick. Let's keep it that way until this ugly pandemic is over. Let's save lives. Let's save businesses. Let's do everything we can for our society to get through this and just be really smart, guys. Our prayers are with you as we go through this holiday season and as the weather gets colder and these cases increase. We're looking forward to a much better 2021 where we can start, hopefully, maybe have a vaccine and maybe start moving away from this crisis. But anyways, I'm going to get off my soapbox. I appreciate you listening, and stay safe and have a wonderful holiday season, but albeit maybe with your limited family.